Awesome. Okay, you guys. Well, hey, welcome to our Start Canada Sunday night call. And this call has been running since February. It's been so fun and so amazing. We've had so many incredible people. Many of you on this call have stepped up to share your wisdom, your expertise, your even stepped out of your comfort zones a little bit just to share your story. And again, the purpose of this call, well, first of all, my name is Tinya Gray, and I represent the Restart community. But I love working with all you guys here that represent the Start community. And for those that may be listening in on the recording, we are Isagenix associates with the company Isagenix, which is a health and wellness company. And we represent solutions. So with Isagenix, we make no claims to treat, prevent, cure, or diagnose any illness or disease. The purpose of this call is that it is a training call for all of us that are consuming the products, eating the food to transform our health, but also sharing Isagenix with other people to help other people transform their health and also to transform our lives financially and help others do the same. So again, no two people are the same. What one person gets as far as results physically or financially is not necessarily what someone else is going to get. But the beautiful thing is that what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. And we're going to hear some amazing stories from some people here on this call this evening and learn some different skills, tips, and tools as we move forward. So today's call is going to be super exciting. We've got Morgan who's going to be sharing some info on branding ourselves as we put ourselves out there. What is it that we really want to, kind of show to the world? We've got our starter in the spotlight, Kim, who's going to get rolling here in a bit. And Trista is going to be sharing her story as well as some of her amazing takeaways from celebration. And I'm going to go into launching us into our 90-day game plan. How many of you guys are super stoked that we're starting a 90-day game plan tomorrow? Whoop, whoop. All right. Some of you might be like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? It sounds like really overwhelming. Well, I'm hopefully going to help you guys make it feel really simple, really doable, really fun and exciting and not scary. Is that a good thing? Yeah? Okay, cool. So as we go through the call, you guys feel free to, give lots of love in the chat. You guys can connect with each other. You can give lots of love to whoever the person is that's speaking. And before we carry on, I just want to just give you guys a heads up that the beautiful thing now is that Isagenix is really recognizing that, Canada is really ready to kind of launch itself. We love that we are part of the North American community and that we've had so many opportunities with the American events and things like that. But if you guys, you wouldn't mind just muting your lines, some of you are, if you're just, and then when you're going to share, we can, but maybe we'll just get some muted lines. Oh, I'm going to do something. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here, guys. Okay, there we go. I have the power. Okay, so Isagenix has recognized that Canada is ready to launch on its own a little bit, and it's not to segment us away from, everyone else in the company, but it's just to highlight the fact that all the countries are different. We all do things a little different. Us Canadians are a little bit different, and maybe a lot different. So the beautiful thing is if you guys are looking for any Canadian events, to go to isagenixevents.com, right? Okay, so what they've done is they've created our own kickoff. So instead of us having to go to San Antonio, Texas in January for New Year's kickoff, they are offering us a red and white kickoff here in Toronto, Ontario, February 23rd to 25th. So that is available to pick up your tickets in the back office and also on isagenixevents.com. The other thing to keep in mind, if you guys are just jumping on, welcome to the call. We're super stoked you're here. I'm just going to ask you to mute the lines. That would be amazing. Well, the other thing I was going to say is that we've got ICU in Toronto. How many of you guys are going to ICU Toronto? Wow, that's awesome. It's going to be an amazing event. We're really looking forward to, catching up. It would be really fun, actually, for those of you that are attending. Maybe we can actually plan to get together at one of the lunch breaks or something just to connect. So that is coming up September 15th to 17th. There are also many of the Red and White Unite events. If you look in the back office, they're doing the Blitz events August 27th. Okay, we've got one in Toronto on Saturday, August 27th, and that's a celebration Blitz. And then there's different ones that they're doing in different cities. They're doing like a 10-city tour. So check it out because those are cities that don't normally have big events going. And some of you might be super excited about that because they're going to be really reaching out and tapping into some of the communities that maybe haven't had a lot happening. So that's awesome. The other thing I want to mention is that, so we've got this training call every Sunday night. And what has happened is that I have reached out to ask a few people to step up and assist with the call. Morgan Parker has been my right-hand girl the last week, reaching into a lot of different START people that we're seeing out there that are doing big things. And we have created a committee. And the committee has got, my gosh, it's got like 20-some people on it right now. And we've been looking to get representatives from every province and every territory. And I think we're missing like 2 territories and maybe 1 or 2 provinces. So isn't that amazing that we've got reps from across Canada? And that was the purpose of this call, was to bring Canada together so that you guys have a place to be able to share your stories, get to know one another, understand what events are going on in different locations. You know, I know that if I've got someone in, you know, in Alberta now, I can always reach out to Trista Birr and I can say, Trista, I'm sending my peeps to this event. Can you go? Can you meet them? And I know that Trista is going to take really good care of my people. And it's the one team mentality. We're all here to support one another, regardless of where we are across the map. So isn't that amazing, you guys? So cool. Now, what I want to say, though, is that with this call, we are looking to you for feedback. I'm going to plan the schedule for the next whatever many weeks it is until the end of the year, and we're going to have different speakers stepping up. So we want to know, are you open to stepping up and sharing your story? Because we would like to put a starter in the spotlight each week. We also are going to have someone do a skills building tip. And the schedule for the skills building has been arranged based on the 90-day game plan. So what I've done is I plugged in the skills according to kind of what's happening with Isagenix corporate in relation to what they're training on for the 90-day game plan. So does that sound awesome? Cool. As well, a belief building tip, because we know that if we build our belief to a 10 out of 10 in all 6 areas that David Wood has taught us on, in ourselves doing network marketing, in network marketing as an industry, in the culture, in the company, in the products, in the comp plan. So we are a 10 out of 10 in all of that. We're like 10 foot tall and bulletproof. We have no problem getting out there and sharing. But if we happen to be a little bit low in an area, it's okay, but we want to work to improve our belief in that. And so we're going to do a belief building section every week in the call as well. And I've removed the product piece because I want to put the time into the other things so that you guys have access to isaproduct.com. You can always reach out. We can do 3-way calls. We can help each other with regards to the product. So we're going to be really keeping this focused on building you guys up so that you guys feel good to get out there and talk to people, right? And to be able to really field any questions or concerns or objections and have no qualms about it. And know that you've got support. We can tap into each other because we're doing this together. You know, we may be kind of the weird ones because we are doing this together. You know, some people think it might be a little weird or whatever it is, but we work together and we are here to support each other, which is so amazing. So thanks for hearing me out on all of that. I'm super excited. I'm so grateful to all of the people that have stepped up in the last little bit to assist with the committee and everything. You're going to get to know more of those people. If you guys are interested in being part of that, there's no prerequisite. It just means that you're interested in contributing in some way, shape, or form, and it is not a make work project. More hands make light work, and that's why we're doing the committee, so that we can all work together. Okay? All right, you guys ready to roll? You got your pens handy because we're going to go through lots of information really fast. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to a beautiful young woman, Kimberly. And Kimberly is going to share with us, she's fairly new in Isagenix. She's going to share with us a little bit about herself, her journey so far. So take notes, because if you've got someone that comes to mind when Kimberly is speaking, you want to be able to know that you can reach out to her anytime and share her story. All right, Kimberly, I'm going to pass it over to you, my friend.
Sounds good. Hi, guys. So my name's Kimberly. Can everyone hear me okay? We're good? Okay. So my name's Kimberly. I live in Whitby, Ontario, so it's about an hour east of Toronto. So I started Isagenix in October of 2015 from my buddy Morgan, and where I was before, I had such a negative relationship with food. I was eating all the time when I was bored, sad, whatever. It didn't matter. I had an excuse to eat. What I had the biggest problem with was not portioning my meals and feeling like, if I screwed up one time or at one point in the day, then the whole week was messed up. So then it's just a cheat week, and it was just happening every single week. So I started on the Pace-Sitter Pack first, and I will be consuming Isagenix for the rest of my life now, and I've lost over 50 pounds. And the biggest thing, thanks guys, the biggest thing for me is I've kept it off, and for my body to be able to keep off 50 pounds over 8 months or 10 months, whatever it is now, is like a huge success. So as a result, what I'm really excited about is sharing with other people who just got out of university. All of my friends have like $50,000 worth of debt, and they feel like they need to work at McDonald's and pay $150 every month towards those debts. But there's so many other ways that you can make money and have fun with it. So that's really exciting. For the 90-day game plan, I'm so excited about learning how to actually connect with people. I'm so easy to talk to, and I'm talk to everyone and everything. And what I find really hard for me is I don't know how to just casually bring up Isagenix without me perceiving that other people think I'm being weird. And even though learn on that, and also like this $1 million challenge is like phenomenal. So on my wall right now I have like goals for every single month that I want to hit, and so I hope we can all be connected and support each other. Like I said, if you guys need anything at all, let me know. And I'm just really excited to get Durham in Canada going. I don't know about you guys, but this is so exciting. Seeing I have to go to 2 different screens to see all of you. It's so great. And I'm just really excited, and I cannot wait to see all of you on every single Sunday night call.
Woo! Yeah. Guys, give it up for her. Way to go, Kim. That's awesome. How many of you guys know people that, you know, maybe they're working, maybe this is you. You've been working to make some changes in your nutrition or in your fitness, and you have a day where you kind of mess up, so you figure, screw it. And then the day turns into a week, and it turns into a month, and so on, right? We all know people like that. I know for me, it's like, you know, I'd eat a couple cookies, and I think, well, if I eat the whole bag, then they're gone. And then I don't have to worry about eating them anymore. So I know for myself, when I first started, I was certainly dealing with some, you know, less than positive habits. So way to go, my friend. I'm so glad Isagenix came into your world, and you've come into our family, our Isagenix family. And again, you made a really good point about the debt load, because a lot of you guys can relate to, you know, trying to go to school to do something really good with your lives, and then ending up having this debt, and maybe it doesn't work out with jobs or opportunities or something. And Isagenix can help bridge the gap and be the vehicle to help people pass that while you're pursuing what it is that you're so passionate about. So amazing. Thank you, Kim, for sharing. And you guys, now you have another story to, you know, to spread the word with. If your story doesn't resonate with someone, maybe Kim's will. Now I'm going to ask my sweet friend Morgan. Morgan is going to share some info with us about branding. So again, get your pens ready. Morgan and I don't even know when we first met. It was an event a couple years ago, I think.
Oh, can I tell this story? Can I tell this story? Because it's so wonderful. It was my very first ICU, and we were in an activity to learn our 30-second stories, and I was paired with you, and I'm like, oh my God, this lady is so intense and so awesome and so scary, and you like taught me how to do a 30-second story, and you were like, what do you do? What do you do? Let's put it all together. Okay, now say it to me. I'm not even going to go. You just go. And I'm like, oh my God. That was our first time meeting.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that. I remember that now. That's crazy. Yeah. So cool. See, that's what sorry?
It was my first event. I was like there all by myself, and like I'd never done a 30-second story. So that's like how I always remember you, was this intense person that taught me how to do a 30-second story. And now look at me, right? It's so awesome.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's a great share. I love that. There you go. It's the power of the event, it's the power of stepping out of your comfort zone, right? So crazy cool. So Morgan, what I love about Morgan is that she is just ready to step in and assist anyone, anytime, anywhere. She is a servant leader. You know, what she does for a career just tells the true essence of who Morgan is. And if you've ever even spent 2 seconds in this girl's presence, you know how magnetic she is. And she's just a total heart on legs. I love you to bits, my friend. So now it's your turn to take the spotlight. Go for it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to try to make this under 10 minutes because I have a lot of things that I want to tell you guys. So a little bit about me, if you don't know me. I'm from a little town called Port Perry, about an hour out of Toronto, Ontario. I totally found Isagenix by accident. I was doing Olympic weightlifting in university. I knew how to identify a really good protein source. I was buying similar protein for a lot more money. When I found out what Isagenix did, how they sourced their products, I was blown away. And I literally just came for the protein cleanse just because my person told me I should. I didn't know that there was an income possibility. I went home within a few hours. I made more money than I would at 3 weeks at my part-time job. And I did it completely by accident. So I'm kind of like the dumbest testimony story everyone likes to share. And I just kind of caught the vision while I was in school. It was so cool to have an income possibility where I could work, over Christmas holiday, make money through school while I was, got my nose in the books in university, work over summer, make money residually for the rest of the year. It was such a cool idea. And when I graduated last September is when I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like so many people, like Kim said, I have this mountain of debt. I have a lot of passions, but, I don't have any experience. I don't know what I want to do. I love my major, but there's really no jobs in it. So I'm like, okay, let's try to figure this out. So I've started a team of young people that are just on fire, Kim being one of them. And I'm so excited. If you guys know where Durham region is in Ontario, like we are ready just to take. I'm so excited. I'm kind of dubbed the social media girl with our team. I've always been addicted to Facebook. My mom always used to joke that if I spent as much time on my studies as I did on my makeup and on my Facebook, I would be so rich and smart. And, now we kind of make the joke because like, now look at me, Mom. I'm going to retire you on my addiction to Facebook. But so I want to talk a little bit about branding. And I think it's something that I'm kind of accidentally good at. And I kind of had to identify why I'm kind of good at it. So what is branding? It's a big, scary word. People think of big companies. But it's important to know what it is. And if a lot of people know what exactly you have to do to brand yourself, they don't know how to tie it into their life and implement it and kind of make it fun and something not so scary. So why is it important? It's your reputation. It's how people know you. It's what you stand for. It's everything that you are. When I think of like a good brand, I think of like Michael Jordan. Because as soon as I say that, you guys probably thought about sneakers. And the sneakers are successful because of the athlete was successful. And, if Michael Jordan's shoe company came out next week and said, oh, we're going to only make high heels. We're not going to make sneakers anymore. Like, people would be upset because that's their brand. That they built this trust, this relationship. People know what to expect. They're consistent. And they can make a killer pump, but, their reputation would kind of be downhill from there. And the same as the Starbucks thing that happened a few years ago. They changed the Starbucks logo and everyone got so mad because that's their brand. That's their logo. So basically a brand is just being consistent. That's like, if there's one word I can tie to it, it's just being consistent in person and in real life. It's in our industry, it's who you know, like, and trust. So you have to let people know that they can know, like, and trust you. And branding isn't something scary. It's not, something schemy or trickery. It's just being yourself. And branding yourself is not necessarily branding Isagenix too, because a lot of people, you're just affiliated with Isagenix, but you need to brand yourself and what you are passionate about and what you love to do. A lot of people sometimes say that branding is a waste of time because it's not income producing, but I totally think that is just crazy. In Start Your Life, we are all over Facebook. It's what we do. A lot of us don't really even know how to communicate in real life anymore because we're just so addicted to Facebook and social media. And it's a crowded world. You have to stand out. Like, it's completely linked. You have to stand out and show people, you, because you're all individually so friggin' awesome, but you have to show people. It's a crowded world out here. And I'm the biggest introvert in the world. If you had met me 3 years ago and if you had told me I'd be doing something like this, I'd call you crazy because I'm such an introvert, but I had to learn to show people me so that they could align their vision with mine and we could grow this awesome vision together. The hardest thing, and what I'm going to get you guys to do is if you have a piece of paper, just draw a line down the middle of the piece of paper. Easy peasy. And on the left side, I want you to, and you can do this after the call too if you want, is just you're good at. Think back to even when you were like in kindergarten. What have people always complimented you on? What are you really good at? What are you passionate about? And think of, like, for me, I love food. I love cooking. I love gardening. I love art, like all of these things that I'm good at. I'm a natural connector. Before Isagenix, I was always trying to help people, connect people into different services and activities. And then on the right side, I want you to kind of scratch the 5-10-year vision. If anything in the world was limitless, what would you be? Like, what would you stand for? Who do you want to be known? For me, I want to walk into a room and go like, people just turn their heads and go, oh my God, that's Morgan Parker. She gives so much back to the world. She's a great mom. She's, you know, a leader. That's like what I envision for myself. And so with branding, you have to look at those both sides and say, okay, how could I use column A to get to column B? And that's the hardest part. And I've even had people come up to me and, oh, Morgan, I wish I could post on social media like you. I wish I could be positive like you. And I get so excited with conversations like that. And I say, well, what did you post on social media today? And they go, oh, nothing. And I go, well, what'd you post this week? Nothing. Okay, well, let's like do a post so that, you know, you can start posting and get out of that comfort zone. No, I'm really not comfortable doing that. And you're kind of like, it boggles my mind a little bit because people have this vision for themselves, but they're not prepared to put the work in every single step of the way. And as we go on this 90-day game plan, you know, prepare yourself to get uncomfortable with those little steps. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and have thousands of followers on social media, but, you know, you can inspire little people along the way and get out of your comfort zone and, you know, prepare for that journey and get over the hurdles now so you can step into that big vision of all the things you have listed on that right-hand side. When I think of people that I like love following on social media, like Kim, for instance, she's like all about saving the oceans and the whales and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't even get it. It's not my thing. But like, I love following her because she shows her passion. Same with my best friend, Caitlin, who I don't know, she might be on this call somewhere, but she like loves to travel. That's not my thing, but like I love following her because she links everything that she is with her passions, and that's branding. It's just doing things that you love, and the hardest part is finding that authenticity of what you really love and tying it in. And like, trust me guys, it takes a long time, but you know, start now. It's totally worth it. And don't be afraid of your quirks. That was my biggest thing when I first started kind of branding myself on social media a few years ago. I thought I had to be perfect. And I actually had some people confront me about 2 years ago being like, you know, you don't align with, you know, these are two different people. And I thought, oh my God, that's so true. So I had to bring myself up to match who I wanted to be. But then also, you know, allow myself to be vulnerable on social media. People love that. Like, we're all human. Like, everyone watching live, everyone watching the recording, we're all just human beings. And people love vulnerability. I actually, like, my favorite post I've ever seen of like Isagenix stuff is someone who said that they broke their cleanse to eat some tacos. And I'm like, that's so wonderful. Like, it's not showing that you're perfect. It's showing that you have this lifestyle, but like, you're still a human being. And like, that's what we need more of on social media. No more of these spammy type fake posts or people trying to be perfect. If any of you guys were at Celebration and you were at the breakout session with Chris and Lori Harder, they talked about social media and how social media is a lot like having your own reality TV show. And I love that so much because it's so true. These people that I tune into that like I think of like Alexandra Rainville Barzy. Like, she's like, she posts all the time. She's always the same, always authentic. I love tuning into her, and that's her reality TV show. She knows that people are watching. And the same thing with staying consistent in your message and your tone on different platforms of social media too. Zach Slobin and Corey Kinnear are two phenomenal Isagenix trainers. If you guys want to tune into any past things that they've done on ICUs or anything like that, or any podcast, they're phenomenal, and they teach about just staying the same, staying consistent. For me, I was always known as muscles and mascara because when I was in university and I did weightlifting, it was a running joke that I, you know, always had a full face of makeup, but I'd roll up to the gym and could lift more weights than the boys. So I was just dub muscles and mascara. And it's really cool that I go to events now and people are like, oh my God, your muscles and mascara. And I'm like, this is so weird. But that doesn't align with my brand anymore. I don't do competitive Olympic weightlifting. So recently I had to change my name on my Instagram to match just my name, because when I envision myself when I'm 30 and, you know, I write a book or something, I'm not going to be authored by Muscles and Mascara. It's going to be Morgan Parker. And it's crazy because I've actually lost a ton of followers doing that because people align with your brand so much, but it's taken me years to get there. The other thing that I would suggest with different social media platforms and, you know, what you're doing to build your business and build the next 90 days is pick 2 or 3. There's so many things out there. Like, I don't get Pinterest at all. I'm not on Pinterest. Twitter like bores me because when I first joined it, they didn't have pictures and it just like wasn't pretty enough for me. Same with LinkedIn. it's just a little over my head. So I pick Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Those are my 3. And I know I can commit to doing those every single day, be consistent. People know I'm going to be there. When I'm actually not there, people ask where I am, which is crazy. What else is on here that I wanted to touch on? So, and then we can also go into the analytics and the algorithms of posting on Facebook. So Corey Kinnear talks about the 10-4-1, which is 10 personal posts, 4 business posts, 1 power post. I don't exactly count the numbers, but I think it is important to just kind of keep in check what's on your actual Facebook. I know that right now a lot of people are coming home from celebration and they're functioning on this high level of energy because they're so pumped up that there's so many people that I'm following right now who, like, you scroll through their Facebook and it's like Isagenix, free enrollment, Isagenix, bars, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, where are you in that? You're not in there. And same with these people posting these kind of, I call them spammy, but these copy and paste posts. And guys, even if you're new and you don't really know what to post, I would never go with something like that. If you wouldn't walk up to someone at a coffee shop and say, I'm looking for 3 people who want to gain 6 figures and the blah, blah, like, if you wouldn't say that to somebody, don't post it on social media. People see totally through that. You know, get in touch with your leaders, pick something that aligns with you and what you would actually say to people so that people don't, you know, see through your post. They see that you're being authentic. What else is on here? I guess it's the same as like a TV show. If you're posting too many Isagenix things, if you relate it back to the Harder's reality TV show outlook, like, I'm not going to tune into, I don't own a TV, but if I had a TV and I turned it on and I tuned into a show and it's just 30 minutes of commercials, like, I'm going to click away because that's annoying. That's like the shopping channel. That's not why you're here. You need to show people your story and what you're passionate about and your family and your kids and, you know, what you had for lunch, like, whatever excites you, put it on your social media so that that's what people start to follow. And then kind of Isagenix affiliates and trickles in there a little bit. I have a lot of little scratchy notes I wanted to add in, but what's my time at, Tinya? Do you want me to wrap up?
Yeah, if you want to wrap it up, that would be amazing. You've given them a lot of good stuff.
Cool. I have like so many notes, but I knew that it would take me like 20 minutes. So the biggest thing is just, as you're kind of, if you guys are stepping out, and I know I work with a lot of people on my team who honestly never posted on social media before, so it scares the out of them. And just step forward knowing that your vision and what you want for you and your family and this whole team of Isagenix, like, is so much bigger than what anyone negative says. I made a big post that it was pretty powerful, and at Celebration talking about someone that sent me something really negative, and like, it's not worth it to me because what I'm doing is hella more important than what anyone else could say. So move forward knowing that, you know, you guys are all so inspiring and so exciting and so cool, and I want to watch your reality TV show, but you have to let people see it. So many people are too scared for people to know them, and I don't know why, because that's what social media is for. I don't want to know that, you know, you broke up with your girlfriend and you're really sad or whatever. Like, I want to know what you did today. It's exciting. That's what people tune into. So just know that you're totally worth it, and just get out there and go post things because it's important, and everyone wants to watch your reality TV show.
I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys, give it up for Morgan. Whoop, whoop. Send her some love somehow, some way. That, oh my God, so many great nuggets. You guys, what are a couple of takeaways you just got from what Morgan shared with you? Unmute yourself and let's just do a couple shares here. Don't be shy.
I find like the biggest thing is being authentic, and I've noticed even I don't post a ton, but when I do post, like, I'm getting the most likes on the things that are just everyday things that we do. Like me and Kristen, when we posted our promotion from last night, like, everyone was laughing about it and joking, and Kristen and I just kind of made that up on the spot, and it wasn't even a 90-day game plan in front of us, but we were having fun, you know? And so when you show those happy sides, you attract, and yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome. Anyone else? One more, you guys? One more takeaway there?
I just wanted to say that the reality TV show, I've never thought of it that way, and that's great perspective. So.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You know, one of the things that I love that. One of the things Morgan said, I love that you said, Morgan, about, and someone put it in the chat about perfectly imperfect and being human and the being authentic piece. I know there was a situation one time where someone actually thanked me for sharing that I was going through a difficult time, because perceivedly I was always up and positive and motivating, and everything in my life seemed to be amazing, which is far from the truth. but I wasn't showing that to people. And I wasn't letting people know that I dealt with adversity just like everybody else. And she actually thanked me. She said, because it almost gives me permission to feel okay to share that stuff happens in my life too. And you're giving them permission to be themselves by being yourself, which is so cool. We're not going to be Debbie Downers, but we just want to say, you know what? Grass is always greener on the other side. Sometimes the rainbow comes after a storm, but you know, this happened today. And just share that little bits of yourself. So it's about creating the, like Morgan said, it's about letting people know who you are, who you stand for, what you're really excited about in your world. And Isagenix is the vehicle. So it's about why is it, you know, lead it into why it is that you're doing what you're doing. So thanks Morgan. Okay, I'm going to quick time go through 90-day game prep. How many of you guys are going to follow through with a 90-day game plan starting tomorrow? Okay, so a lot of you are. All right, so I'm just going to go into, I just want to look at my notes here. You guys are ready to roll. I'm going to go through a lot of points very quickly, but you guys can handle it. That's why I'm doing it. All right? Okay, so with the 90-day game plan, basically, you know, are you guys ready? So what does this mean? So basically, in 90 days, we can completely transform, you know, the face of our life. From a physical standpoint, we can go through a huge physical transformation. We can also go through a huge, even beginning of a financial transformation. We can completely change the face of the people that we're spending time with, because we are a product of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And it's, you know, when we make room for good, what really isn't so positive or so great will dissipate, you know, tends to just kind of disappear and dissipate. So with going into a 90-day game plan, what does that mean? That means for the next 90 days, you have decided, rather than being interested, you're committed to doing something consistently with intentful action every day to touch your business and move your Isagenix business forward. Make sense? Now, for some of you, that may mean, you know, you've got big goals and you want to call 5 people, 10 people, whatever it is a day. For some people, it might just be, you know what, I've been doing squat for the last 2 months, so I'm going to start doing 1 or 2 things every day to move my business forward. I'm going to start planting more seeds, right? So you guys get to decide. The only pressure you put on yourselves is that you decide to put on yourselves. The Isagenix police aren't going to come out and get you because you're not taking your action. All right. The only one who's going to be disappointed is maybe yourself, because you're not keeping your promise to yourself. So I want you guys to be your own best friend. If you guys make a promise to your best friend, you're going to do something, you're going to do it typically, right? Okay. So be your own best friend. Make a promise to yourself about what you're going to do and keep your promise. You know, if we have a day that's not such a great day, then we have a brand new day the next day. So we're not going to beat ourselves up about it and live in the past. So it can be an amazing experience, right? And this is where we can utilize this group here if you're not part of another group with, you know, maybe you're a piece of the team or whatever. But we can all work together here to check in. Use Start Canada to really reach out to each other, encourage each other. You know, you mentioned the $1 Million Challenge. And we can utilize that to, you know, to help motivate ourselves and motivate others as well. So here's your checklist. You ready? Okay, number 1, get serious. All right, we want to teach the world how to treat us. And if we decide to take this seriously, then people will do the same. What we put out there is what we get back. If we have money hang-ups, what are we going to get from people? Money issues, right? If we have issues about not being consistent with the product, we're not a product of the product. We don't all have to be, you know, ripped and 10% body fat or whatever, but we have to eat the food. We got to feel good. We've got to be a representative. And if we're not doing that, how can we expect other people to? Right? If we think that people are going to have a hang up about, you know, there's too much time involved, they don't have time, then they will. So what you put out, you're going to get back, right? All right, number 2, who here is entered in the IsaBody Challenge right now or is going to be? Amazing. So if you're not, get yourselves in there because you're going to get a point for doing that. You'll also get points if your people get started in IsaBody. And, you know, a lot of times, a lot of teams take the mentality where nobody really gets eating the food unless they enter the IsaBody Challenge. Okay, it's a no-brainer because basically just for participating, just for completing it, people are going to get a $200 coupon back. Sorry, I was just going to mute. There was one line there. It's a bit noisy, but I think we're good. People are going to get $200 just for participating, for completing it. You can earn up to $600 worth of free food in a year. $600, guys. So I think it's worth it. And you know what? I've had people in our team who I've said, oh, just finish it. You've already started it. Next thing you know, she's a finalist. You know, I've shared this story before. Kellyanne Zander saw her in the grocery store, random conversation, and she won 2013. Like, we don't know what's going to happen for people. So talk about it. Get people going in IsaBody, but also do it yourself. You guys, Morg, can you man the chat, hun? If there's questions there, if you can just read those questions for me, and that would be awesome. I want to keep going. Okay. Healthy Mind and Body. How many of you guys have been doing the Healthy Mind and Body or have completed that program before? Great. So we all know, and Kim made a good point in the beginning when she shared her story, that it's not just about nutrition. It's not just about fitness. Like, if we have the most incredible tools from a fitness program and incredible tools from a nutrition program, that's one thing. But if we've got some blocks up here, we've had a trauma, we've had, stress, we've had, conditioning by our parents or environment or whatever, and we are sabotaging ourselves, it doesn't matter how stellar Isagenix is. We know Isagenix works. But if people don't work Isagenix because of mental reasons, mindset reasons, then it will not allow them to be able to really, really kick butt with it. So the thing with it as well is that if you pay $45 to get going with Healthy Mind and Body, you're going to get it back when you complete it. So every day you're going to finish the little exercise, and it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's so valuable. All right. Know and share. So this is number 4. Know and share why you are doing this. If you guys have not seen Simon Sinek on YouTube talking about the why, all right, when he shared that, that's when Isagenix started to really get into, it's not about the products, it's not about the comp plan, it's really about why people want to do it. It would be a good idea to go to YouTube and watch Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, his why video. And, we've had a couple people here share their whys, why it's important to them. All right. The next one, number 5, is a list. How many of you guys have a list or an active list of people? Okay, so if you haven't had a chance to take a look at your list and revise your list or update your list, tonight would be a good night to do that. And at least you don't need to have, your whole exact list done and organized and all this stuff. But if you look at this next week, the next, 5 to 7 days, however many days you're going to be doing connecting, what is your goal per day? And do you have a list of people that you're going to connect with this week? All right, and get those written down, put them in your day timer, put them on your wall, whatever you're going to do, how you're going to do it. When you start visualizing those conversations, or you start thinking about someone, what usually happens? Usually they show up, they call you, for some reason you connect on Facebook. It's like you put it out to the universe that you're going to be speaking to these people, and it just starts to happen. It's almost, it's almost like magic, so it's really cool. Okay, number 6, a pad of enrollment forms. So whether it's a pad or, I've got a folder here on my desk. I've got the amount of enrollment forms here that I intend to enroll in the next 90 days, as well as the new associate checklist. That's what I use. Some people use PK 6 touches. It doesn't matter, but get that stuff, print it up. Again, put it somewhere, put it out to the universe, and let the universe know, I'm ready. Send the people, I'm ready. Number 7, print out the game plan. If you guys have not gone to isagenixbusiness.com, those of you that were at Celebration, you would have got yours. Go to isagenixbusiness.com, go to launch, and you're going to click on 90-day game plan and print it. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and do that. Now, there's a lot of pages in here, you guys. Thank you, Morgan. If you want to, primarily just do the one page that says, get ready to grow. It's page 20 something, I think, in the downloadable print one. And then print off your action sheets. So this is your weekly tracker. Okay, you don't have to print off the whole entire thing. You could just write it in a notebook, answer the questions in your journal or your notebook. But for sure, have those ones printed and post it. Just like Kim said about the sticky notes everywhere, or someone said that, post that stuff up, all right? Print out the map to Crystal Executive. How many of you guys have got your map printed and written in? Okay, so it's the map, it's the tracks to run on. Print your map, put people's name. Who do I want to partner with? I've got a list on my, I don't know if you guys can see it up there, but I've got a list on my whiteboard of the qualities I'm looking to attract in people coming into the team. And because I've been putting that out there, guess what's been showing up? The people that I'm asking for, of course, right? So you want to get that map to Crystal, put the names in of the people that you'd love to partner with. Everyone deserves to eat the food. We know that, but we're also sharing with people because we do want to build the team, right? So put that up there. Number 9, set up your office. How many of you guys have an office or a little corner space or somewhere special for your Isabiz, right? Okay. And it doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be a place that you feel comfortable, that you've got what you require in that space and it feels good. I like to help people feng shui their office, so I'm kind of into all of that. If you ever want some advice on your office, let me know. I can help you set your space up. But ideally, you want to have it clean, clear of clutter, you know, have only in there what you need and have only in there stuff that is helping contribute towards building your Isagenix business. If you've got all your old school notes, you got piles of paper everywhere, you've got things that don't really resonate with you, you know, things that aren't really contributing to you building this business, get it out. Move it somewhere else and get it out of your office. Okay, make sense? Okay. Number 10 here, schedule. Write out your hours of operation. So, you know, if we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So you can do this in pockets of your life. You've heard the stories of people that are doing this 5 minutes here or there. Like, you can send someone a text while you're going to the bathroom. Like, you know, use Isotools. Seriously, you've done it. Don't pretend you haven't. All right. So, so you can fit it in the pockets of your life, but do have a schedule where you got specific time to build your Isabiz. Okay. Where whether it's a half an hour a day, it's in the pockets, or maybe you've got 2 hours a night. You decide what it's going to be, but it's just like taking a course. You guys have taken courses. You've had your list of things that were necessary to accomplish in the course. Then you've got your assignment dates. You've got your, you know, exam dates or whatever. This is a course, but you don't have a professor telling you what to do. You don't have class times. You get to be the person that you're accountable to. So set yourself up for success with your operation schedule, okay, with your method of operation. All right, the next thing would be, I'm not sure if you guys have decided whether you're going to come to the Red and White Toronto event. New Year's kickoff is in San Antonio in January. We've got ICU coming up, but decide, what is my next event? Is it Celebration Blitz? Have I bought my ticket? Have you invited people? Don't go alone. Take people with you. All right, but make sure that you've committed to at least one of the core 4, being Celebration, New Year's kickoff, ICU, or University in Action. Make sure you've committed to one of those, you know, in the next year, and what event can you get to in the next 3 months. All right. In terms of events, it doesn't have to be a big event. It can also be like an online. We've got Vicky is here, and she's very instrumental in the Live Out Loud Zooms online. So there's a start call every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock. Okay, so we'll put the link for that event in Start Canada. Vicky, can you do that? And then she's posted stuff in there. You guys have seen it before. That is to bring people to. That's an opportunity meeting. So this call here is training. Zoom call Tuesday nights at 9 is opportunity meeting. So if you have people that are interested in learning more about Isagenix, then you can invite them to the Zooms. Okay, there's lots of other events which will get posted as well. Canadian is February 23rd to 25th, I believe, in Toronto, guys. All right, on that note, does that help you guys get some ideas as to what you can do to get yourself set up over the next little bit? So basically tomorrow is launch day. So don't focus on all of it. I'm not expecting you to purge your office until 2 in the morning, but just ask yourself, what can I get done so that I can launch tomorrow with a clear head? Sound good? Make sense? Okay, you guys are awesome. All right, so now I'm going to bring our last speaker, and she's going to share with us a little bit about her story and some of her takeaways from Celebration. She's got some great stuff for you. So you guys give it up for our good friends in Alberta. Trista Birr.
Thanks, Tinya. Can everybody hear me okay? Perfect. So like Tinya said, my name is Trista. I'm going to share a little bit about my story before I get into my Celebration takeaways. I'm currently living near Edmonton, Alberta, and I have been using Isagenix for the last 14 months now. Before I was introduced to Isagenix by my parents, I was a new college grad, stuck on terrible eating habits, overweight, and exhausted. I was 22, and I had just started my first full-time job, and I had trouble making it through the whole workday without needing a nap. So that was pretty disappointing for being 22 years old. Luckily, I found a solution, and I was able to drop 3 pant sizes and keep it off. I was also able to say goodbye to all of those terrible eating habits, and I was able to reclaim so much of my energy. Now I can come home from work and I still have energy to go for a bike ride and do all of those fun things that I should be able to do. So I'm excited about the future because
I believe that everybody deserves to feel as good as I do on these products, and I would like to share it with as many people as I possibly can. I'm also really Isagenix as a vehicle to achieve all of mine and my family's visions. So now I'll get into a few key points that I took away from celebration that really shifted my belief. This was my first celebration, and prior to it, I had only been to a few smaller events such as Red and White Vancouver and some Super Saturdays. I honestly never expected celebration to change things the way that it did for me. It's hard to even put it into words and explain to you guys if you weren't there or haven't been to one yet. Just the energy and the excitement and the belief and everything that you just take away from it. It's truly amazing. So if you haven't been, I really, really, really recommend that you make it a priority to get there next year. It will change your life. So on the Sunday, I was fortunate enough to go to Eric Worre's leadership training, and one of his great shares was the 10 habits of top income earners. I'm not going to go over all of those habits, but I am going to talk about number 2, which is belief. So belief is the number 2 habit of top income earners because, as David Wood says, belief drives your actions, actions drive your results, and results build your belief. So it's all kind of one big circle. As Tinya mentioned at the beginning of the call, there really are 5 main things that we need to have belief in, and our belief in all of these categories should be a 10 out of 10. If they're not, those are areas that we can pick apart and kind of work on to grow our beliefs so that they are a 10 out of 10, because we really, really want these categories we want to have an unshakable belief in these. So if you want, just grab your pen and paper and write down these 5 things, because I think it'd be very beneficial to score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and just see where you sit and where you need to work on. So number 1 is the products. Number 2 is the compensation plan. Number 3 is the company. Number 4 is network marketing. And number 5, the reason that I believe it's so important to have an unshakable belief is because when we are talking with people and we're trying to share this great opportunity that we all are lucky enough to be a part of right now, people read our body language and they read our attitude. So they're going to see if we aren't a 10 out of 10 in belief in the products, they're going to read that. They're going to see that we're not, certain in that. So we want to make sure that we're giving off the right attitude and that we are certain and we do believe fully in this system. One of the other things that was said at celebration is that success follows certainty. So today I just want to focus on belief in ourselves and in our visions. One of the quotes that really stood out was from Dave MacArthur's piece, and he said, "A vision without work is just a dream, and work without a vision is just a nightmare." So it's really important that we all have visions and we all have goals. We need to be able to picture ourselves in these goals and visions. One of the ways that Dave did this was by creating a flip book, which is very similar to a vision board, which I'm sure most of us already have. But his flip book is nice because the one he had at celebration was kind of on cue cards. So it's something he can keep in his pocket and keep with him during the day and pull out when he maybe gets negative thoughts or gets down on himself and needs a little bit of extra motivation and remember what his why is and what his visions are. In his flip book, he didn't just go through, like my vision board is pictures out of magazines and off the internet, but what I love about his idea is that he didn't just do that. He actually put his why, which is his family, into his vision. So for example, he took his family and stood them in front of their dream home and put that picture in his flip book. So I feel that that's just a really, really great way to actually see your vision and picture yourself where you're going to be. Because we believe that all these visions are going to come true because we have to do that. So I would also like to share one of the takeaways from Emily Vavra's closing speech. So for all of us, we're just going into the 90-day game plan starting tomorrow, like Tinya said, and we need to determine our goals and where we will be at the end of the 90 days. So for example, what rank advancements are you going to achieve? Determine your goals, be specific, and write them down. One of Emily's tips is that she writes her goals and beliefs on little sticky notes and sticks them all throughout her house. you know, on the bathroom mirror. She put some in the fridge, like places that you're going to see, and be consistently reading them. And that way you stay focused on those goals and you stay focused on those beliefs rather than letting some of the distractions get to you. So we all need to stay committed, stay focused, and believe, because we can all achieve our visions. So one last thing, I just want to let everybody know. So Emily Vavra's closing speech was incredible. It was phenomenal. I can't even put into words and explain it. But if you can, get access to the live feed of Isagenix Celebration and watch her closing speech, because it will change things for you.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. You guys give it up for Trista. Amazing. Such incredible points. I don't even feel like I need to say anything, because that was an amazing, amazing session with great wrap up. Flip book. Don't you guys love that idea? Go out, look at look at your dream car, look at, is there something that you've wanted to do to contribute or give back? Somehow put yourself in that situation and take a picture and put it on your board or put it in a book, right? It's a fabulous idea. And the live stream is available. So how cool would it be if you were to get together with some of your teammates and you guys could purchase it together and you could do like a movie day and watch the live stream of Celebration? Could sort of do it in a day or something like that. So great, excellent points there, Trista. Thank you so much for sharing.
Tinya, how long will it be up on Isagenix Live? Do you know?
I felt like I knew the answer to that.
Until the end of the game plan.
Yeah,
so if you're registered, like in the training section, you have to opt in the game plan. If you're registered in that, you have until the 20th of November.
To watch like Emily Vavra's piece?
Everything. Breakout sessions, everything.
Oh my God, I need to go do that like right now.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Really, really good. Okay, did you guys get some good value from the call tonight? Tons, right? Tons. Are you guys ready to rock your 90 days, the next 90 days? Amazing. So here's the cool thing. Take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Because what's going to happen, it's like a new relationship, or it's like, something you get really excited about it. It's like a brand new piece of clothing, or like a trip or whatever. I don't know. You get really excited in the beginning, and then, sometimes it can get kind of messy in the middle, guys. And then it can be, we're 60 days in and we're like not even doing half of what we did in the beginning. But that's not going to be us, right? Because we're going to keep each other motivated and fired up. This call is going to be an important piece for us to come here and get plugged back in. Recharge your batteries, get your belief level back up again, like Trista was talking about, get some more tips, like some of the things that Morgan was sharing about, how we can put ourselves out there, how we can, share with people who we are, what we're excited about, what are we really passionate about, why are we doing what we're doing, and really, really get the message out there every day, because everyone deserves to know about this, and it is really selfish for us to keep it to ourselves and not share it. So I have huge gratitude and love for you guys for being here tonight with this call. We're so stoked about where this is going. We got 100 lines available. We're gonna max this sucker out in the next couple weeks. So spread the word about the call. The recording will be posted very shortly here. Next week we've got Morgan hosting, and we've got, I believe Claudine is on board next week. Claudine is our representative from Quebec. We are so excited to have her here. And for you guys, just a little brief bit on Claudine. She'll share more about herself next week, but she is representing, as we said, the province of Quebec on our committee. And the beautiful thing is that if you guys ever have any questions about events happening, or you've got friends that are French speaking or whatever, there's a lot more coming up down the pipe for our French speaking friends, in Canada. So Claudine would be a good resource for you guys if you want to check her out on Facebook.
Actually, can I jump in for a second?
Please.
I'm very excited because we're going to be hosting our first ever French corporate event with Isagenix Corp on the 21st of September. So if you have any French people whatsoever, it's going to be here in Gatineau. If they're from Ottawa, we're not, send them in. Send them in. Like, this is the first time ever that it's happening. So we need huge attendance so it can happen again.
That's September 21st, you said?
September 21st, yes.
Oh, yeah,
I'll post more information about the location of it.
Excellent. Yeah, get it into Star Canada. That is so awesome. Awesome. Okay, you guys, well, I don't want to keep you any longer. We've kept you almost an hour, but I'm so grateful that you've been here and you stayed. Before you leave, we are going to do a group shot here. I'm just going to stop the recording 1 sec.